Hey, boss ladies and boss guys, welcome. This is your boss real estate agent, Charlene Cooper Hamilton, in the state of Pennsylvania. And we're going to be talking about the 5 top mistakes to avoid when you're renting out your property. Whether you're new to the rental industry, or whether you're a landlord and you've been renting out for a while, you're seasoned, we want to steer you in the right direction so you can avoid the pitfalls. And it's essential for a successful rental experience. So let's take a look at some of the pitfalls that you want to avoid today. So guys, one of the most crucial steps when you're renting out your home is screening potential tenants. Skipping this step is very crucial. When you rush because you need money and they have the money, you pay the consequences down the road. So you want to make sure that you conduct a thorough background and credit check. You want to verify their income. You want to verify their employment. And don't forget that you want to verify their past rental history. So if you need to call their landlord, see what kind of tenants they are. And they were. A lot of people, landlords, make a big mistake that they don't thoroughly take time to vet these people. And they just take whatever the people say on the application. They don't check their credit history. They don't verify their income. They don't call, like you need to call the workplace. You need to see how long they've been on their job. You don't want somebody that's been jumping around with their employment. Half of the time they're unemployed, collecting unemployment, So you want to make sure, you want to check these things. Make sure they've been on their job for a good while. Don't just take their word for it. So definitely vet these people. Make sure they are who they say that they are. And you want to do a credit check. You want to have in mind what credit score. So if their credit score is, and I don't judge people, I really don't, because I have my own challenges. But try to get someone in there when you look at their credit report that they're paying their bills on time. So definitely check that out. Check their credit score, work history, their previous landlord. Check all these things. Check your reference. And another mistake that you don't want to do, you definitely want to make sure that you have a well-written lease agreement. This agreement is for your best protection as a landlord. However, many landlords make the mistake of using generic, incomplete lease agreements, using generic templates without customizing them to fit what your rules and regulations, what your expectations are for your property. You have your do's and your don'ts that you want. So you want to make sure that you put everything in that lease agreement. Whether you want to allow them to have pets, dogs and cats, and everything has to be outlined in that lease, because if you have to take these people to court, you don't have a leg to stand on because you never told them that they couldn't have pets. And now, common sense, they would ask you, can they have a pet? But a lot of them don't. You want to make sure that you're doing your inspections. You want to let them know that you're going to be doing regular inspections. You want to walk through the property. You want to make sure that they're keeping your property in good condition. You don't want you want to have a clear communication and make sure that you tell them if they have any problems to let you know as soon as possible. Don't wait until the problem gets out of hand. Like if they see a leak, don't just let it leak and then it gets bigger and bigger and then, the whole ceiling or the roof cave in, so make sure you have a clear communication unless you're going to be putting this property into a property management company, then you don't have that communication. They're going to be doing all their communication with the management company, and the management company will be informing you of, what's going on with your property. So make sure all the guidelines are in there. It's guidelines about eviction procedures. It's guidelines about them giving you notices, how far in advance if they want to move, guidelines about the first, last month, 1 month security. Everything needs to be in this lease. All the details. If you want them to have rental insurance, whatever you need them to do or you want them to know, make sure it's written out clearly in that lease. So again, guys, I can't stress enough about making sure you're doing your regular inspections to your property, making sure you don't ignore repairs when something needs to be repaired. Do it immediately because it could cause further hazard and it could get bigger. It could cause bigger damage. So make sure that you're going to be checking in, with your management company or checking in with the tenants on a regular basis, making sure everything is okay. Because sometimes the tenants don't communicate. They don't tell you when they're having a problem because they feel like they're being a pest. They don't want to bother you, but that makes the situation even worse. So also make sure that you research the area, what the rent prices are on the market for that area, because you don't want to underpay yourself or overpay yourself. You don't want to ask for too much in that area, or you don't want to ask for too less, because then you'll find yourself wanting to increase the property right away when you find out what everybody else is getting in their area for their property. So you definitely want to make sure you do your proper research. You want to keep an open communication with the tenants. Make sure the tenants are comfortable reaching out to you or comfortable reaching out to the management company, that they have an open dialogue, with you or the management company. So everything is good. Everything is good. When something happens, you'll know right away. And that's going to help you in the long run. It's going to save you money because you don't want a bigger potential damage to your property. So these are my tips. Just make sure you establish your lines of communication. Make sure you establish your rules up front from the start. Make sure everything is written out. So make sure all that is taken care of, and you should be okay. You'll find the right tenants, and if you find the right tenants, they'll be there for a while. They'll be there for a while. And make sure you put in that lease that they will give you enough notice when they're ready to move. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in again. I hope this was helpful. In the link, you'll find my seller's guide and my buyer's guide and my relocation guide. And, download it or reach out if you want a hard copy. I'll mail it right out to you. So again, thank you so much. This is your boss, real estate lady, Charlene Cooper Hamilton, in the state of PA. God bless.